In a secret lab, mechanical arms are assembling the microchips needed to build a supercomputer. Then a scientist put it into the machine as the final part of it. After that he walks away while the machine is contemplating about his role in life. The machine remembers how he made Power Girl as she is now today, but then regretted of how she betrays him and tried to eliminate him. Despite her efforts with the strongest superhero, the machine still lives. Years passed by and little did everyone know that he evolved into something different. First he transformed, then he molted, again and again he turned into something odd each time as he sees a local newspaper on the ground about her. Power Girl's charity event had become widely known, so it is easy for him to find his way in. Finally, he sees her inches away and he is so close to get his revenge, but Lady Luck favors the girl more as he now found himself been taken back into space. He too, however, has seen another window of opportunity in the form of a powerful alien that stands before him, gaining control of his physiology as he controls any other men. Once again he found himself so close with the Kryptonian girl, but Amalek has succeeded fighting back, rejecting his control over him in such an important time. But the determination of this villain doesn't end there as he now gain a new sense, finding the Kryptonian technology like it was calling him home. Later, he was astonished to know that another Kryptonian is in front of him, that looks like a lion. So here we are now, as the hero refuses to be taken before this menace entity, but the villain lets her know that the deed has already been done. He had taken over her body as they see in her point of view. Superman is still fighting. And now he is facing the different Power Girl ready to destroy him. Without second thought, the used-to-be hero kicks his comrade and follows it with a powerful laser beam. But Superman is determined to stop the villain no matter what, as keeping in mind that he still needs to save Power Girl. Right now, he still don't know what to do to help her, and blaming himself about the situation. She then uses this opportunity to knock out the statue beside her and throws it to Superman. Back to her, she is begging it to stop because she doesn't want to hurt her comrade, but the villain refuses, because he's aiming to get rid of him to fully take control of her. Power Girl angrily says no, and as the fight goes on, Superman pleads for her to fight it. But the possession is too powerful even for someone like her and manages to throw the hero to the ground. Then she shoots again her power laser beam and this time, it hit the now weakened hero from below. Inside, Paige is also fighting for her life, but the villain is much more powerful than her in this place. He reminds Power Girl that he's the one who raised her, made her, so no matter what she does, she can never defeat the villain. Fortunately, a glowing light from afar is now approaching them, and it's her friend Omen, together with her cat, using her psychic GPS power to come and save the day. Superman is surprised that Omen managed to find them, as the girl confidently greeted them with a smile. The friend asks if she's interrupting as she gets immediately attacked by the villain, but countered it back with her psychic abilities rendering the enemy immobile. The lion didn't expect something like this could happen, and this made Power Girl chuckles, telling the villain that she's his worst nightmare. Omen sees the real enemy inside, as she tells him to go away and pulled him right out of Power Girl's face. Next, it is easy for her to vanquish him using her hands, finally ending his series of possessions. The cat helps as well, using its laser eyes to turn it into dust once more. She approaches her friend and advises her that she needs to wear an eye patch for a while now after that. Superman didn't forget of what he must do before and apologizes about it, but the girl fully understands what happened. He apologized some more that he didn't believe her before in the first place, and she is still worried that the symbioship will be reborn again and attack them once again. And she is right, somewhere the Kryptonian technology still thrives to remain persistent. The once passed away lion was approached again by the villain from behind. It possessed the lion, wakes up, and attacks the robot in front of it. On Metropolis, a cat is just passing by in an alley behind a building. Then suddenly it notices a cry for help of some kittens being taken by some crooks. As the thugs rushes to get out of the place, the brave cat wanting to save those kittens tries to chase them, but the busy street of the city is just too impossible for it to pursue further. Meanwhile, on the hero's apartment, the pet named Stinky stretches out and roams the home to find that her owner is in the bathroom saying some ritual. The pet now do its thing to get her attention on the floor, and when she does, a frightful sight of a stranger stands before it that made the kitty defensive. As soon as Stinky releases its power, the hero takes off her makeup mask to make her pet understand that it's her, which Stinky happily jumps toward Omen and leaves the bathroom together. Her roommate Paige, while busy doing her work, was visited by them, and Omen put down her pet for a while to finish her beauty ritual, and the friend gladly takes the kitty. Hours later, she unknowingly falls asleep in front of her laptop that signals the cat it's time to sneak out, but checking on first on its other owner if she's asleep as well. With that in mind, the pet sneaks out with Power Girl's favorite cape and wears it, then roams outside the city doing its nightly patrol. Stinky also notices a crowd of noisy cats below him, so he immediately goes there to see what's going on. He landed in front of other stray cats and approaches a mother cat nearby, then realizing that it has a basket with no kittens. The hero cat understands the situation right away as he flies again back to the sky, and leaving the cape behind to tell them he's coming back. Afterwards he stops by to a nearby bodega and enters it while the cashier doesn't seems to notice him passing by. At the back room, there's another cat there whom he thinks has a knowledge of the current situation, and he is right. A lot of missing animals are happening in the city. Not only that, as he looks up on the wall there's a ton more unsolved cases which doesn't sit right to him. So he flies again back to the dark sky, and above the city buildings, Stinky uses his super hearing to hear the distress call of other animals that needs help. After hearing a particular one, he immediately rushes to go there, and right on cue is the same duo that are taking all the animals. Instead of fighting them head on, he calls for their attention, and without second thoughts, by just looking at him, Stinky was taken also inside the runaway vehicle. Next, they stop at a suspicious warehouse where the two animals were escorted to get inside, as the hero cat sees a strange scientist doing something on some animal. Stinky didn't like that, so he shoots his laser eyes directly to the scientist's wrist, giving the rabbit the opportunity to escape from her. The two thugs came in but immediately was blasted away by the same laser, coming from an angry cat in the warehouse. Then he immediately swoops in to break all the padlocks of the cages, freeing the animals inside, and lastly a mean dog was released wanting to get its revenge. In a sense of panic, the scientist rushes to escape and packing all her vial tube first, but Stinky doesn't allow her on doing so. Having the thought of them that they don't stand a chance against a laser shooting cat, they immediately fled the scene running for their lives. Then all the rest of the rescued animals just behind them rushes out to be free, including the adorable kittens, while the hero flies just above them. Most of them head straight to the bodega from before, and the owner's cat was handed the reward posters for some of these animals. Finally, the kittens are returned to their mother while a kind old lady notices him flies to the sky. Stinky heads back to the apartment, still seeing her owner asleep. Then he tucks himself on her foot, having to rest after solving a city crime. Morning comes as the girl wakes up. She then greeted her favorite pet, also telling him that it's now time to eat. She envies the cat that he doesn't have to worry about responsibilities, and then was surprisingly greeted by another girl on the couch named Kara. Paige asks her if everything's fine, in which she replies that she's having a problem. Kara is now asking for their help, in which she added, her being in the apartment should be a secret. Then she mentions that only Paige's astral punch can get the job done, and didn't fail to say that the job is also illegal, which brings shock to the hero's face after hearing it. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. See you on the next one.